Hey y'all, Rebecca here with Chasing Tails Dog Training. Kind of out and about today, so figured while I had a moment I would talk to you guys, since I'd promised you a video about dog parks, why I would or would not recommend them, and when I would say is appropriate, when is appropriate to take your dog. Most trainers and veterinarians recommend against dog parks. And this is one of those that's really, really tough, because dog parks have a lot of pros. They are great for socialization, both for the dogs and the humans. They're a great place for your dog to go and exercise, burn off all that extra energy. It creates a fantastic space for mental stimulation. It's great for those who live in urban areas. Maybe you have an apartment, you don't have a yard. It's a way to let them go and burn off some of that crazy, burn out the zoomies. And it also builds a good community amongst dog lovers, I think. However, the problem is that there's people, and people ruin it for other people. Ugh. And when I say that, I'm saying that because there are people out there who do not understand canine body language, nor do they care to learn. Therefore, it creates conflict and tension within the dog park, or they're too busy doing something else. They're not paying attention to their dogs. Conflict arises. One owner or the other is not there to advocate for their dog or call their dog off for being a bully. And then we've got dog fights. Injuries happen, whether it's an aggressive issue or played a little bit too rough, ran too hard, sprained an ankle. It all happens. I think the worst part about dog parks for me is it's really the possibility of encountering poorly socialized or poorly behaved dogs, because they ruin it for everybody. Which is why it's really important that if you're going to take your dog to the dog park, they need to be trained. They need to be ready for a dog park. They need to have already been socialized with other dogs, other puppies, other animals who know what they're doing, know how to correct them, and we can watch and know that they understand those corrections. Because if they don't understand the corrections, it's pointless. They're just going to cause conflict, and then a dog fight's going to happen. I used to work in the animal control world, and I have gone to dog parks where I've gone because one dog killed another dog. It's not the dog's fault. It's primarily people not paying attention to what they're doing, not having a dog that is dog park appropriate, so to say. You should be able to recall your dog reliably out of any distractions, any situation where they might go and find themselves into troubles. Because then, for one, I don't think anybody who's a dog lover in general wants to see another dog hurt, accidental or not. But there's also there's potential for lawsuits. Do you really want to get sued because you weren't paying attention to your dog caused a conflict, and now we're having issues? The other issue that I really, really, really have with dog parks is people like to bring their children. Not every dog likes kids. Kids act unpredictably. So when they see a kid, or a kid makes a movement that they weren't expecting, the dog might have a bad reaction. And then the kid gets bit. And when the kid gets bit, who gets in trouble? The dog gets in trouble. No kids, no bikes, no strollers. None of these things that some dogs can perceive as scary. Granted, if a dog is at the dog park, it should be socialized to all those things. It should be able to be around all those things. But keep in mind that people don't follow the rules. There's also a huge risk of exposure to different diseases. Not everybody vaccinates their dogs. Kennel cough runs rampant. It doesn't matter if you've got the Bordetella vaccine. The Bordetella vaccine can certainly help, but it's not guaranteed. It's kind of like the flu shot for humans. Yes, it does protect, but there's always that little extra strain or something happened, or like, I recommend a Bordetella vaccine anyways if your dog is going to be around any other dogs, just because it is so easily communicated. I mean, I love the dog park, but I'm also very, very picky about where I go and when I go. I'm constantly watching other dogs' body language and behavior, as well as my own dogs. If my dog starts to bully another dog, I'm going to call him off. If he's being bullied by another dog, I'm going to go and advocate for him. And then it's frustrating when the people are like, well, my dog's fine. Well, mine's not, though. One way or the other. So if you're going to go to a dog park, be mindful of the other people there, because they probably know their own dogs better than you know their dogs. I actually went one time where I had my Rottweiler mix, and somebody's dog mounted him, and I knew that wasn't going to end well. So I went and, got the other dog away from him, because I'm like, that's not going to end well. Like, thank God we were at the end of our day. So Apollo was pretty worn out at this point. But the dog got right back on top of him and, clung to him. Like, I was struggling to get him off, and I finally, yelled out, can somebody help me get this dog off of mine? And the owner's like, he's fine. And I'm going, he's not fine, because my dog isn't going to tolerate this behavior, which means my dog is going to have a reaction to your dog, and my dog, particularly being a Rottweiler, is going to be in bigger trouble than your fancy, I think it was an Airedale Terrier or something like that. Like, it was just really, really frustrating, because then I had to get in the middle of it with an unfamiliar dog. I know Apollo's not going to hurt me, but I don't know what this other dog is going to do. I know that if I call Apollo, he's going to come to me. This guy clearly doesn't care. There's also so many possible unwanted social behaviors, like mounting, sometimes excessive barking, jumping, which the little small corgi mix thing that I have right now, he's a horrible jumper. It's because I take him to dog parks and got tired of telling people to stop letting him jump. So that's my own fault. He's a jumper because I allowed it, and I didn't advocate enough for his training. Whoops. I don't know. Ultimately, it's a very, very personal decision, I think. And then it also comes down to being mindful of what else is going in the park. There's a dog park here in Davenport that I will absolutely refuse to go to, because every time I've gone, the people are awful, the dogs are poorly behaved. I'm not about it. But there's another smaller dog park where, for the most part, I've had really good experiences. The dogs that I've met out there are all pretty good. They all play well together. The only problem I had was one lady who brought her dog in, and when our dogs went up to go and say hi, she yelled at us that her dog was aggressive. Why would you bring your dog to the dog park if it's aggressive? But she was bullying us out of the park, which is completely unfair. If you don't have a place for your dog to run, then you need to find other ways to enrich your dog's life than kicking everybody else out of the dog park. Or you need to find a yard of your own, friend's yard, something, because that's just rude. The other, I know that I've been guilty of, I've accidentally left piles of poo because I didn't see it. I got distracted, was looking over here at something. So when you're at the dog park, even if your dog doesn't poo, maybe clean up a pile, because we all make mistakes. I know that when I go, I always try and clean up at least my own dog's poop, and then I try and clean up at least one other pile, because it happens. We're all human. And it's the best way to keep the dog park safe and less chance of spreading disease. So I guess when you bring it down to it, I would not bring a dog that is less than 6 months old whatsoever. And if they reach that 6 months age and you want to take them to the dog park, you need to make sure that they are well trained, they have a reliable recall with distractions, they're completely up to date on vaccines, and they've already socialized with other dogs and know how to talk with other dogs and how to utilize that body language, not only to give corrections, but to also take corrections and understand, like, it's not somebody being mean, it's somebody saying, hey, this is my boundary, please respect it. So I hope that helps. There's always, if you're ever unsure and you really want to try it and you're here in the area, let me know and we can look at setting up like a consultation or something, and I can kind of help guide you if your dog may or may not be a fit. It's not a guarantee. Ultimately, it's your decision. Until next time, bye.